Yo guys, what's going on? It's Kyle with TheCardGuyz.
Black guy number one.
Black guy number one. That was a long time ago. So today I've actually been asked this a lot, and we always get questions about a lot of stuff, and we decided to do like a little Q&A podcast talking about just our experiences in the game. They've always asked us questions, frequently asked questions like, how do I join TheCardGuyz? We just want to reminisce about, our 3 years doing this organization, how it came about, and just to answer some questions. I actually went on Zodiac in our TheCardGuyz group and asked people to give us questions about what they really want to know about us two, about anybody else. We actually have two sort of huge announcements in a sense in this video as well, so stay tuned to that. It'll actually be in the title, so you'll already know exactly what some of the information is going to be dealt out in this video. So first off, we haven't uploaded a video with just us two in a long time. Blair, how you been doing?
I'm living. How about you?
We're getting by, just a tad bit. It's been a ride to say the least. Health issues and whatnot. Getting through school, work. Planning on going back to school. That's a different story for a different time.
We're never going back to school.
Oh, trust me. Probably right on that one. So yeah, let's get into it. First off, you guys know us both of our personalities and everything. Blair and Kyle, otherwise known as Spoofy. You see it right here. I'm retired. Long story. It's a joke.
Oh, hello, State.
Hey, State. Hey, Calvin. Hey, Alex. Which actually wants me to go to my first point here, talking about players leaving the team. And it was kind of a touchy subject when it actually happened, but Blair and I both understand the reasoning behind some of what happened. And this is actually the announcement about who left and why they left and everything. And I think Blair kind of has the same viewpoint on the whole situation as myself. And what is that announcement, Blair?
Pretty much as of right now, we're short a player right now.
So actually two players, but we're not going to get
two players, kind of something like that. But the first one that we're going to talk about is going to be Max Reynolds.
And this one hit me, a little hard. A lot of people, looked to our brand and they thought of 4 people out of like 11 or 12 people we have actually representing the team and everything. Mm-hmm. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello.
And one of those people was Max. Now you can ask Blair. Like, Blair's my right hand man with everything, and then joke between me and Max, he was my left hand man because he was left-handed. But I respect Max as a player and everything, and he was one of the big reasons that I wanted to get bigger into the brand, somebody I could grow the brand around, and he made it obvious to both of us. Sent us both messages. It was like, I want to join, this is something I'm going to do. And then, and he was with us for what, about a year and a half or so, roughly. Mm-hmm. He was one of the longest running members other than like Cody and Blair, so, and Noah. So pretty much he came to us the other night and he said, look, Voltage Games is actually going to be starting a team. Fuck Anthony in the background. Mm-hmm. So Voltage Games, Alex Van Sant, and Jeff Jones actually own the store. And if you guys don't know, Max actually, his boyfriend is Jeff Jones. And so it's kind of one of those things where you guys know in the past that players just leave for their own personal gain. And in a sense, it is his own personal gain, but it's for the right reasons, Like, he obviously wants to be with his boyfriend, and he wants to get better because those are his theory partners, and which I can't blame him for doing, because I think you and I both, if we were put in that same position, we would have probably done the same thing. You know what I mean? Right. So what are your thoughts on that? Because I know you hate when people leave. That's
this one's more understandable, and the thing, of course, like with having a theory partner like Jeff. Like having Jeff Jones, he has a lot of ideas that he wants to do and wants to play in certain events that's going to give him like a superior edge against other players that probably don't think like he does. So they bounce ideas off of each other, and by the time the event comes, they know what they're going to play. And like he talks with them, but he also talks with us as well. So of course, going both ways, he can't give out certain information to both parties because he doesn't want to betray their trust and everything. So like be some cards that Jeff would think about that he can't tell us, and then cards that we think about that he can't tell Jeff or anything. So just to avoid that, like pretty much he's going with his like original testing partners, which makes more sense.
Of course, it makes perfect sense. Like, and I told him straight up because he messaged me. He was like, "Dude, I'm emotional about this. I didn't want to do that." And like he sent a message, like, you know, giving his regards to every single one of us. Because I mean, like, at the end of the day, like people think it's just the stupidest thing in the world. Like I say, you know, we're a family. We really are, in a sense. And like it kind of like, you know, put it in perspective when he kind of said his goodbyes like he did. Like I told him first of all, like I went ahead and pre-ordered jerseys for nationals, everything. Design coming soon. Like I was like, look, I've already ordered these jerseys. I can't get a refund. Like every time I get something, I'm gonna get him something as well, because he's always gonna be a card guy. Like from what I understand, if I understood correctly, he's even going to help us with Team Wars still. Like when he gets a chance, because you know Team Voltage isn't gonna be just every single player is not gonna be able to go to all these events. He'll still more likely be able to play with us in these and helping take down, you know, Jobber's on the upcoming, and I'm excited for them.
They just have an army. That's the biggest thing.
It's crazy.
And I think the biggest thing with that is like they already have a big following, like a big like team like presence on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But now they're starting to build on the East Coast as well, which is really insane.
I mean, their East Coast team is like, in lack of better terms, godly. And
let's not use that word.
They're really good. You know, like you have. But we're getting off subject. To be honest, Max was probably one of the most respected people in my eyes, and I hate to see him go, but at the same time, like we're on good terms. There's no bad blood. Like he's one of my really good friends now. I know he's one of your really good friends. Mm-hmm. Apparently, from what State and Noah said, you know, they got to really get to know Max on like a personal level in Seattle. So, you know, to see like bonds grow like that over time with teammates, it's really cool to see. See people come and go. It sucks, but he'll be here. It don't matter. Another person, Alex Junaja Lizgath. He officially retired this time around. He sent me a formal text message and was like, "Thank you for the opportunity. I have resigned and forever retired," because apparently he got destroyed in Seattle. Shout outs to Alex though, really cool dude. We have some funny stories with him as well. That guy's a character. So yeah, shouts to you. A lot of people, a lot of times, ask us a lot of questions, right? And I'm pretty sure Blair and I obviously get them more than anybody else. And can you guess what that question is, Blair?
How many milfs I've hunted?
Okay, well that's another question for another time too. It's in the 20s and 30s. So I get it, and I think this has to be the most frequently asked question. How do I become a card guy, right? I mean, like, you get that all the time.
I do get that. I get that a lot.
It's unreal. Like, on our fan page, I'll get messages, you'll get comments on YouTube videos, like, how do I join? What are the requirements? And do you have anything to say about that? Like, what you should do to become a card guy? Is there a real way to become a card guy, though?
Yeah, actually it is. And there's 3 easy steps. Step number 1, you have to send us $30. My PayPal will be in the description. So you first send us $30. It's like an initiation fee. Then the second thing is you have to show proof of you smashing a MILF. And like you have to be you, her, and then it's got to be the 2 kids in the background as well. Then the dad watching and everything. And then step number 3, you just got to sign a contract in blood. And that's it. That's all it takes.
All right, we're gonna go with that. That's how you join. But you know, for lack of better, you know, everything. God, that was nuts. So I get asked this question, like, what do I need to do to become a card guy? What, you know, how is this? How is that? And I'll get people that just topped their first YCS, to message me, and they're like, hey, you know, how do I join? I just topped my, my first event. Well, that's one reason. You know, you just topped your first event, and I can't put my time and effort into somebody who does well in one event. Granted, I've only ever topped one event, but like I'm the manager, I'm the owner. So I mean, like me topping is just like icing on the cake. Mm-hmm. So like whatever. So and I really just never responded to some people that ask questions like that, because everybody already knows the answers. Can I join the TheCardGuyz? And I'm like, no, like it's a waste of time. And I think Blair can attest to this, because certain people that are on a team that they make an impact on my view on them. They give out positive vibes. Like Max, for example. Like Max was probably the nicest person I've ever met through this game.
Yeah, he was really nice.
God, he, like, the first night he joined the team, Dueling Network was still out. And we announced that he was joining and everything, and then that night he was on Dueling Network, and I went to go watch him play, and he was actually in the chat teaching this guy how to play a deck. Like, and that was like the coolest thing ever. And this guy like put it. We did something on YouTube with Max, and then he was like, "This guy taught me how to play. I just want you to say that I really respect this guy." And like, it's something like that kind of attracts me more than anything else. Yeah, like players like Blair, they're one of the biggest personalities, biggest players in the game. Max is a really well-known player. Noah Green, for example. Players that have like a big impact on me, my decisions, my positivity, and then bring others up as well. Like if somebody like Blair can boost your morale, like why wouldn't I want to be around that as well? And so that's kind of how I make my decision into adding people to the team. If you have a drive, like let's, for example, Michael State. I have never seen somebody ever like have more of a drive and a want to do well at a tournament, and like he showed that. Like granted, when he played with Pro Play Games, he did well at two YCSs or YCS and Nationals, and then I kind of sat down with him, and when we were recording our player profiles when I did Max's, and he really didn't have much to talk about. He only had 2 tops to his name at the time, and he was kind of down with himself. Like he doesn't know he doesn't know how to portray his own story. And I told him point blank, like, build your story. Like, I want you to show me why you deserve to make this a better story than what you have now. And after that, you see him go and learn DDDs in one night. And you and Joe are great teachers. But he went X1 and then obviously lost the top 16. That's
he lost to Polly.
He lost to Polly. Shouts to Polly, new member. And then he goes and comes in second in Seattle as well before that DDD tournament. And then Seattle, he was X1. So, I mean, you got to give people motivation. And when I see a drive in somebody, I want to kind of invest my time and invest my, my knowledge and support into. And I think Blair does the same thing as well, with all of that. I mean, everybody on the team I respect in the most manner. Shouts to Calvin. So...
And just to piggyback on the biggest thing, like if you come up and message us, ask us, DM us, like what does it take to be a card guy? Like in all seriousness, the biggest thing I can give you is to look at who's on the team. Like of course, like we had the people that we started with at the beginning, but like when we started actually picking up players, like look at the names that we picked up and like just. Like not to like downgrade yourself, but just compare yourself. Like look at their accomplishments. Look what they've done. Like I guess now we can count regional tops. How many regional top 8s do they have? How many ARG tops do they have? How many YCS tops do they have? How many wins do they have? National tops. Like world event. How many worlds have they been to? And like when you go back and look at who we've picked up, like we have people. Like every single person has done great in all of those factors of the game. And if you want to, if you really want to be serious about trying to join us, then you kind of want to mirror that. Like you're gonna if you top 1 regional and you come ask us if you can be a card guy, like we're gonna say no. You might like, oh, give me a chance whenever. Like we can give you a chance, but we need to see. Like it can be you can say you have one YCS top. Like we have one YCS top, you finish in top 16, but. If that was in 2012 and now it's 2017,
what have you done?
Yeah, you haven't that's 5 years that you haven't done anything with the top. I don't know if you and this is saying that you still played throughout those 5 years, and that's the only top you've had in 2012. So you need to make sure we want to make sure that you have that. You don't need to have a whole bunch. You don't need to have 9, 10, 11, but we need to make sure that if you are topping, it needs to be consistent.
Look at Nishad. No, cut this part out. We were never cutting up this video. Right? And so what Blair is saying, take it like a job resume. Of course when, let's just put into example, you have Anthony over here, his fuck ass boy in the corner, and then you have Blair wanting both to fight for the same job, right? So you have Blair who has now 2 wins, and you're 2016. You were second in players in 2016, right? You're behind who, Jake? I want to say exactly. So you're gonna look at Anthony, who's got 1 top to his name, and that was in 2014. Yeah, we were looking at 2014, and then you got Blair, who had one of the best years anybody has ever seen. Like, you know, you can compare his 2016. I'm not trying to gloat on, but you can compare it to like Patrick Hoban doing so well in all those tournaments. You can compare it to Billy Brake doing so well, like right now, for example. Like Billy has been killing the game, and I can't be more happy for the guy. And so you have to look at it like a job. Like, is my resume better than this other guy? So like, if you two were facing head to head, who would I want to pick? The person who has more pull, who has more, who I can make a brand around. You know, like that's what I've done. I've legitimately made this brand and put Blair in that position to be the face of the brand. And so that's what I kind of look for. Who can I brand the most? Like Calvin, for example, I can brand him. I can brand Ryan, which I think Ryan probably is going to live down to be one of the best players to ever touch this card game. Noah, for example, he won Nationals. I can easily brand him. And so you have to look at something like that. But I'm not going to get too much into it. I think you guys really just know, you know, the ins and outs of what we're talking about at that point. So transitioning into that, actually. So we're gonna answer a couple questions. I went on Zodiac, I went on our TheCardGuyz group. What is it? And asked people to ask us questions, you know, about anything they want to know about us too, anything about life, anything about the TheCardGuyz. And the first one was how did it all start? And I think everybody thinks at the same time Blair is one of the founders of the TheCardGuyz, which actually isn't true. He was actually the first recruited player onto the team, which is a cool story. Before I ask him like how that actually came about, I kind of want to get into how it actually happened, transitioning from you know, owning a Call of Duty organization, flipping that into Yu-Gi-Oh. So I quit this game, what was it, it was early 2013, when Dragon Wars were a thing. Between myself and Dion, actually, we had like 3 sets of Draco Stacks and everything, so I let those out, and then I kind of got bored with the game. So then on top of that, I just sold all my cards and said, screw it. I started playing Call of Duty, and then I'd stopped making YouTube videos for a while. And then I went to MLG Anaheim 2013 when Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I know there are a lot of Call of Duty fans that actually watch our videos as well. It was cool because nobody knew that I played cards that was on the team that we played it. And one of those people were actually including Alex. So it was myself and Alex, and then my buddy Hilton. And so actually going into this venue, my name was Jonesy. That was my like alias, my gamer tag and everything, what I went by instead of Spoofy. So these people came up to me and noticed me. They're like, oh, Spoofy. And I'm like, oh shit, I haven't heard that name in like, you know, a good year. What's going on? And Alex knew my gamer tag used to be Spoofy before I changed it to Jonesy. And so he's like, Spoofy, what the fuck? How do people know who this guy is? And so I used to have like a YouTube channel doing sniping and stuff like on YouTube. And they asked me to sign their Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They pulled out their binder at a Major League Gaming tournament and asked me to sign these Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And I got pictures with them. And my team is dumbfounded. Like, why in the hell is he, you know, we're like an unknown team. Why is he getting all these autographs and pictures taken with these people? And that kind of put it into perspective. We ended up getting destroyed in the 3rd round of that tournament, 4th round of that tournament. So we were like, screw it, nah, we're good. I kind of dropped down and started doing like owning an organization. And then I had somebody message me asking if I still played. And then that's when I found out that Alex was interested in playing the game. I kind of got him into it, and then I kind of transitioned into it as well. And that was around Boojin time when Blair played Boojins. So him and I created TheCardGuyz. It was actually a very long process because you know how meticulous I am about how like perfect I want everything to be. Mm-hmm. So going down to it, we made the logo. It was awful. Like, holy shit. It was awful. Like we struggled for a while. He taught me a few things about money, and to this day I still didn't retain that information, as everybody knows. So at the end of the day, we were like, we want to add more people to be on the YouTube channel. And I looked at Blair and I said, you want to be a YouTuber? He said no. And I was like, I think you really want to be a YouTuber, Blair. And then he kind of gave it some consideration. He liked some of his favorite YouTubers that he watched, like was it Silent Enigma? Drew.
Yeah.
And Blair, he liked him, so he was like, I kind of want to do something like that, you know, where I can reach out to people. And he was like, yeah, I'll join. And then after that, like, yeah, it was history. Like it was a really weird decision trying to incorporate esports into Yu-Gi-Oh. That was like the main reason why I wanted to do all this, is because I felt like Yu-Gi-Oh, the scene, everything could kind of transition into something like esports. There was actually another question as to what do you think about all these teams coming along now?
I like the team aspect in the game. Like I know, like I think it was like definitely before I started like playing or got serious about playing. I heard that there was like a big team scene. Like
Team Overdose was one.
Team Overdose was one. There was another big one. Like I think they had like
Outphase.
Yeah, Outphase. That was the one. That was the one. Like there were like big teams, and like all the teams had like broken players on them. Like all the players on each team were like insane.
Yeah.
And like it'd be like one team winning one. I think it was SJCs back during that time.
Yeah.
Or was it just started YCS?
Oh yeah, it was SJCs, because like Adam Corn was playing Philly Luna, Cesar Gonzalez, Billy Break.
Yeah. So like you had like either one of the teams were always winning one of those events and stuff. And now that I know it died out for me, because when I started playing, there weren't really teams.
Talk about 2015 Nationals, actually, because that's how it kind of got started.
Yeah, that was the big thing. Like it got started. So like when we started getting the TheCardGuyz thing rolling, 2015 was my first YCS top in Charleston, and I just had the shirt on, and like it was a couple of that shirt on, and like they saw a little buzz about it, and some people recognized us from the channel. So going into 2015 like Nationals or WCQ, like I think we just got done doing the DN tournament where we got people that wanted to do like the top 4 got jerseys.
Yeah, they were like sponsored players that got jerseys, and they were there on the team and everything.
Yeah, sponsored and everything. So I think it was like our top 4. I think it was me, Cody, Mitchell Martin,
and Giovanni Castillo.
Yeah,
that was the 4th one. We never saw anything of him after. Shout out to you though, he's still killing tournaments. He's actually still topping. He's actually really good. So.
Nice.
I hate you, Josh.
So pretty much, like going into 2015, like of course us four got those jerseys, and then the people that were on the team were Kyle, Anthony, Demarie, and then Desmond. Desmond just wanted a jersey. Like he looked like there was no PPG thing going on with that. So Desmond was like, "Oh, y'all getting jerseys? I want a jersey, and let's say Curry King on the back or whatever." And then he's like, and then we're like, "Okay, cool, we'll get your jersey." So we walk in the Nats. Like I was a little skeptical about it at first, because I thought I'm like, when it comes to like what I wear and stuff, I'm a little self-conscious sometimes. I shouldn't be, but I am. Like that, sue me. So I was thinking I'm gonna walk in, people like, "Oh, they got jerseys, they lame as hell," whatever. So we walk in, and then people are literally just staring at us, looking at us.
And it was actually really fucking weird.
Yeah,
like getting the stares that we were getting to begin with.
Yeah, it was really weird. But then like I had people coming up and like, "Oh my god, I like the jersey thing." Like they were like, they love the jerseys. Like people were just down with it. And they were like, "Are y'all a team?" We're like, "Well, we're Yu-Gi too." Like
we were Power Rangers. That's what people said.
We definitely were Power Rangers. But like we were like, "Oh, we're like a YouTube channel," but like yeah, this is basically a team, kind of like that. And then like we had people do well. Demarie topped. Like Demarie got top 30, top 64. Noah ended up going to win. He had the shirt.
That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, that was great with that. I think that was the biggest thing that put us on the map, like Noah winning the whole event.
Yeah.
And then like having multiple players of ours, like not just top, but like day 2 as well. Anthony day 2, which was like really good for him. And just people seeing like the jerseys at top tables and stuff, it just made it be like, dang, the team thing is cool. Like even after that, like we had people messaging us talking about, "Oh, where did you go to get your jerseys and everything?"
And I think I got so many of those. It was unreal.
Like, yeah. And then I think literally right after that Nationals, WCQ, I gotta get out of saying that. Like that's when the team thing started to pick up for everybody.
Exactly. I actually remember. I think it might have been right before Nationals. It was me, Peter, Blair, and Anthony and we would always go down with all the Atlanta players to Florida events like PlayStation tournaments and free case tournaments of cool stuff games. And there was this team, actually, it was Pro Play Games, actually. and this is what started it all, for people who actually don't know. It was Necros format with, what was it, BA, Necros, and like Shadalls. And Peter went down there and actually won the case tournament. and actually had to play 3 different Pro Play game players in a row to win, and he beat Kamal in the finals of that little stream, which is like the coolest thing ever. And that kind of actually, people don't know that, but that actually started the kind of the rivalry, as everybody likes to call it in the game. That's how the rivalry came about, because they tried everything to beat Peter, and Peter was just not having it. So I mean, like, that's kind of what kind of kickstarted the whole team thing. And then we finally got the jerseys. People saw it, and then the rest was history. After that, now you have people getting jerseys. You have the whole team aspect now in the game. At least an ARG tournament, somebody from a team is winning now with the whole teamwork thing. We'll get into that later, but like, now you see these players from a team winning some sort of tournament. Like, I think every single YCS since Nationals, somebody from a team has won. So shouts to Jobber's team, they're killing it. So I think
I was gonna say, like, the last 2 YCSs has been the Jobber and CardGuyz final for the last 2.
Just keep that in the back of your mind. So
well, all right. One of them was the Jobber and CardGuyz final.
Yeah, we'll go with that. All right. Shouts to you, Jesse. We're not calling you out or nothing. I love you. But I think that Nationals 2015 was kind of like the pinnacle. It was like the stepping stones for something else. Like, sure, you had ARG having sponsored riders, but they called them Team ARG. It was like Patrick Coben, Frazier Smith, Max was one of those people. Johnny, whatever his name, Johnny Lee. Johnny Lee was one of them. Like, these players did articles, but there wasn't like an actual team per se. And and I'm pretty sure, like, once that Nationals hit, it kind of got in the back of people's minds, like, we can do the same thing, and it's going to kick off. And roughly a little under a year later, it kind of just took off. And we got all these players and got more jerseys. And I think Atlanta the next year, we had the black jerseys, and everybody still talked, and we kind of caught more ruckus, and got more people talking. And I think that's probably what started most of it. Right. So anything you want to add to that?
Jerseys are broken.
Jerseys are broken.
I think out of all the jerseys that we have, my favorite one is the red one. like the red jersey is my favorite jersey, and I'm kind of upset now because the last 2 events I couldn't wear it because it's locked up right now.
So if anybody doesn't know, we had a friend of ours actually go and steal his jersey out of his room and actually framed it. Shout outs to Dean. So and he's nodding his head like, yeah, that was me. So it's actually really cool. We have another jersey coming for him. It's not a big deal, but like, it's actually really cool. I'm flipping Anthony off because he don't get a jersey. But it's like really cool to see, like, this frame that it's kind of like a memory in a sense. Like,
it is. Like,
you're gonna keep that forever, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, that's the story you're gonna tell your kids.
I think they framed it after I won ARG Charlotte. I think that was when they framed it.
Yeah, they did that, so that's pretty good. So, I mean, going forward, I mean, there's been more questions and answers and everything in regards to, we have so many questions we can answer here. Let's see. I'm actually gonna go through these and see some cool ones here. Dean Arbuckle, shout out to you, gave a lot of questions. Let's see. I'm not even getting into fucking link summoning because that's just too much for this video. Yeah, about that lifestyle.
Someone had a question about link summoning?
Oh yeah, we were never answering questions about link summoning. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the Zodiac post. Who is your favorite card guy? By Noah Green. Damn it, now that puts us on the spotlight. If we don't say no, he's probably gonna beat our ass. So who is, excluding yourself, because I mean, like, we all know Blair's gonna say myself. Excluding yourself,
I wasn't gonna say myself.
Who honestly is your favorite card guy?
My favorite card guy is, I do like Joe. I think Joe is like one of my favorite card guys. And Noah. Like, just so we don't get angry reacts from him. But Joe is one of my favorite players. Like, when he first joined, like, he was one of the players that I was talking to the most. Well, one of the ones that are still here. But like, he was the one I was talking to the most. Like, we helped each other out with like a lot of the decks that we did. Like, we would bounce ideas off of each other, and like we just did like really well. We like bonded really well together. Like it was actually cool. It was like staying with him for the ARG in Hartford. Like it was really really cool. Like really fun. Like just talking with him and just like getting to know him.
And to like second that, like it's not trying to like exclude everybody, but I think that's probably my same answer. I like highly respect Joe. I respect, you know, the way he lives his life, you know. I think the first time that like him and I really made a connection was about baseball, because he played baseball until he like hurt his knee, and I did the same thing until I hurt my knee. So like we kind of had that connection first off, and then after that, like, you know, it's been sort of like, you know, we've always kept in touch, we've always talked about things, and I just respect him as a person. I think he's a great player. Back in the day, like he's on a roll. He went to Worlds. He killed it with like plants. He killed it with Fire Fist when 2013, early 2014 came around. Like he was killing it with Fire Fist. So like just every aspect of Joe. Like he's so relatable. He's so friendly, and you know he would give somebody the shirt off his back if he could. You know what I mean? So like that. Shout outs to Joe. He honestly is my favorite card guy. No offense to you, Blair, or anything. So
I'm everybody's favorite.
So more questions. What do you guys do for work? Blair can answer his first.
I'm a server / bartender at Longhorn Steakhouse, and I'm also a male escort.
How did I know he was gonna say that? Yeah, look, Longhorn right there, showcase. I work for insurance. I work at Geico. I can't get into much detail about it because if they see this video, I'll probably get fired. But yeah, I work at Geico. That's all I'm gonna say. This is actually a really good question, and I really want to answer this because I don't think a lot of people really know who this person is. So, who is your favorite player to ever play the game?
Can't say myself now.
No, you cannot say yourself. That is one conceited ass answer.
I know. Like even if I was being serious, like I wouldn't even say myself right now because I'm nowhere near where I want to be. Like no matter how much of a great year I had for 2016, I still have goals that I'm trying to set that I haven't like even touched yet. Like I haven't topped the WCQ, which I want to knock off the list. I've lost, like, fun facts. The last 3 years that I played in the WCQ, I lost round 1 every single time. It feels great, trust me.
For a friendly reminder, I have a very funny story to tell about 2014 Nationals.
We're not talking about that.
We're so talking
We're
about
not talking about that.
I don't give a shit.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Moving on. I have different goals, so like I feel like I'm nowhere near like if I wanted to. Of course, you gotta have like confidence in yourself, but I still have ways to go before I like feel myself like I can be like, okay, I'm like one of the like greats. Like I'm okay right now, but we still got a ways to go. You always have room to grow. Always have room to grow. And like every time you say like when people come up to me, like they're like, "Hey, Blake, you're really good," and I be like, I'm alright. Like if you met me, I'll do that. I'm like, I'm alright, because like. I am alright. No, I'm not there yet.
Always hungry, never satisfies. What my dad always told me, and that's his mentality. He's a competitor.
We were always eating.
That's an inside joke that like half the community knows. So answer my question now. Who is your favorite player to ever play this game?
Oh, me.
Oh goddamn.
all right. So,
It's always Billy. Always Jeff.
like, I honestly like it's weird to talk. Like, it's weird to say it. Like, but I guess if it was like, I probably would say like Billy. Billy. And it's weird saying it because like I know him like on such a like I don't know him on like a personal level right now. Like it's really weird to say that, but like he's done like a lot during the game, and it's the fact that he loves playing the game. Yeah, like that's the biggest thing, and like him.
He just loves Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, like all he wants to do is just play, and like you can't be mad at that. You have to admire that. Yeah. And then like he plays, and he's also successful with it. Yeah, and four-time champion.
He is a god. He is legit. He is Yu-Gi Jesus. He really is. Like look at his beard. Like you can't deny that he's literally number 2 or number 3 right now on player rank.
Yeah,
right behind Patrick.
No, he's number 2.
Number 2. Now see exactly. Like you can't deny these facts that he's one of the greatest to ever play this game. Of course.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now my answer, a lot of people are going to be like, who the hell is this? And people that actually played back in 2010, 2011, early 2012, people are going to know this name. And this is a person I actually looked up to, and the reason why I started playing a lot. His name is actually Joji Orlando. He actually had a YouTube channel by the name of Yu-Gi-Oh! Trader 101. The guy is probably the most knowledgeable player I have ever talked to, ever held a conversation with. He's the guy that actually got me into playing like Dino Rabbit. He played Gravekeepers, and that's one of the people that actually got me into playing that competitive. I believe it might have been YCS San Jose. It was the one where there were like 4,000 players. You know that one that everybody went to. He actually top 4 that event with Hero Stun, with Stratos, or not Stratos. I think Stratos might have been a card, but like Alias, Gemini Sparks,
Hero
Beat, that deck, and he kind of got me like watching his videos, watching him play. Like he was on a level than everybody else. His knowledge of just the game in general, his theory and everything, like kind of it sparked my interest into learning the game more, learning rulings and knowing how to manipulate things the way you want them to, knowing how to wait, knowing when to push, like things like that. Like and not to his credit, everybody else that has the same is that well versed in theory, knowledge, and play style and all. But like I thoroughly believe he's by far the smartest player to ever play this game. And like I really look up to that. He's very intelligent, and when he played Plants, he was very good. When he played Hero Beat, when he played Dino Rabbit, like he was the reason I played Macro Rabbit at Nats that year, and then got destroyed in 3 rounds in a row after I was 6-0. So like just looking up to somebody like that. I hate that he doesn't play anymore. He's actually a teacher. I think he's a history teacher. So I mean, like history teachers have to be smart. You can tell. He's awesome. So shout outs to Joe if you're watching this video, which I don't think you are, but shout outs to you. You're one of the reasons why I actually made this YouTube channel. So yeah. Anything else you want to add before we go to more questions?
More questions.
More questions. All right, cool. Anybody in the crowd that want to ask a question while I'm looking for more questions? Oh, now you're scared to talk, Anthony? All right, cool. Okay. Now, what was the best event that you ever attended and why?
There's 2 from there.
Like if you actually had to give one of your favorite events, regardless of you winning, you scrubbing and everything, like what is it?
It's definitely like winning or lose. Like I've had fun in a lot of events, especially like the ones where I scrubbed out, but like as a competitive player, it never feels good to lose. Like if you're playing this game, like even if you're playing for fun or whatever, like you should always be like hungry to win, and you don't want to, like you shouldn't be satisfied with losing or anything and be like, oh, it's okay. Like you always want to like get better with yourself. And I got to a point after the YCS in Charleston where I lost in top 32 though. I went on a big gigantic rut to where I wasn't topping at all. Like wasn't even getting close at YCSs or ARGs or whatever, and I was getting really frustrated with myself because I felt like I was at that point to where I should be topping consistently and everything, and it got to a point where you kind of start getting discouraged, and like it makes you not want to play the game at all. So the beginning of 2016, I think it was like January 1st, January 2nd was the ARG in Orlando.
That was the stepping stone, like the pinnacle of Blair's year.
Yeah,
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, but I think that was my favorite event because I started off really well. I think I lost round 4 to Tommy Room. Went out, and then like I went out, and my tiebreakers after the last round weren't that well, like weren't really good. So I was really scared that I wasn't gonna make top 16. And I ended like after everything was done, I think it was some way that like the last couple people like won or lost or whatever, but I finished in 16th place.
And that's when we knew.
And I when I saw that I was 16th place, I was like, this is my event. I'm winning this event. And the thing with ARGs, which makes it like a little bit harder, especially depending on where you're placed. The higher seed gets to choose the order of the order of who goes first, who goes second. And I think that was Pendulum format, where the Pendulum structure deck with Wisdom Eye and Dragon Pit, Dragon Pulse, and Pendulum Call had just came out. That literally just came out, so everybody's playing the Pendulum deck. And with that deck, you wanted to go second, which was like it was very different from we want to go first. This format mostly, but you wanted to go second, and me like not being able to choose to go. It was
tough.
Yeah, it was really tough, and pretty much if I played a mirror match, like everyone was gonna make me go first, which was gonna be tough. But like the thing with my deck was I played more traps. Like I played Warning, I played Scolding, Torrential, and Emptiness and stuff like that. So
Shout out to Cody Angelo. Actually.
yeah, shout out. Actually, it was Katie.
Katie. Oh, Katie at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So Katie at the time, like
Gender change.
he actually, I had a list that I was gonna play. I was manning Ghost Ogres and everything. Like the deck, I was like, this is the list. The deck's gonna be broken. Cody messages me 10 minutes before the event and go, "Hey Blair, what are you playing?" I'm like, "I'm playing the Pendulum deck, of course." And he's like, "Play my list," and I'm like. He sends me the list and I look at the list. I'm a little iffy on it. I think it was like three. It was 3 Mirror Conductors in the deck. Like it was 3 Performance Mirror Conductors in the deck, and like Rat and Zero, and Rat and Zero, and then the traps and everything. And I'm like, oh, this looks a little boozy, whatever. He's like, "Trust me." I'm like, "How?" Like, and I'm like, "How sure are you on this deck?" And he said 100%. And I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a chance." So I changed my whole deck 10 minutes before the event. And then I played the list that Cody gave me. And then, like, so top 16, I played against Cosmos. I think he made me go first, I think.
Yeah, because they OTK'd you. They were
yeah.
aggressive
So
at that point.
I played, like, I got paired against the 1 seed. He made me go first. I beat him game 1. He beats me game 2. And then I beat him game 3. Top 8, I play against a... he was from Europe, actually. He was down visiting in Florida, and he was playing the mirror match. He made me go first. I beat him game 1. Then he made me go first again game 2, and I made that beast.
Game.
I know. It was nice. I was swift to on him. Top 4 was actually my first time ever playing Max or meeting Max, like face to face like that.
And I think right after that time was when like we knew he was gonna join.
Mm-hmm.
He really hit us up after that.
Yeah. So like I played Max, and this was the only one that was different. Like he made me go second this time because he was playing the Cosmos, but he was playing the artifact version. So he wanted to set up with his artifacts to try and stun the deck, so where I can do all my plays and everything. So he goes first. He sets up his play, tin can and all that. So I draw. And I think this is the funniest thing about me and Max's match. I set up my scales, and I think I do Luster Plush Fire and everything. He activates Sanctum and summons the Scythe, and of course Scythe's effect activate. I'm like, okay. So I have cards and I have monsters in my hand, so I go Pendulum Summon, and I Pendulum Trick Clown, Plush Fire, and something else out of my hand. And he looks at me, looks me dead in my face and is like, "You're the first person that's Pendulum Summoned from their hand." When I activated Sanctum and summoned Scythe.
Yeah, because nobody knew at that point. Like they really just didn't understand the full.
Now I think it was some people that understood, but I think they were just so taken aback by it. They're some people actually forgot. They're like, "Oh dang, I can't pendulum." When they think pendulum summon, they're thinking you can't go into the extra deck, and you think pendulum summon, you think, "Oh damn, I can't pendulum summon because I can't use the extra deck." But I guess some people didn't click that you can do it from your hand.
Yeah.
Unless you're thinking. But I beat him game 1, he beats me game 2, and then game 3, we had a really, really grindy game 3, really good game 3.
Wasn't it down to him top decking a level 5 monster or something like that?
If he top decked a level 5 monster, anytime during game 3, I lost that match.
Yeah, and you did.
And I think I needed one other card for me to get make a push, because I kept I saw the play to where he couldn't Vocosaurus, and I kept trying to get his level 5s off the field. But I only had enough to get rid of 1 every time. Mm-hmm. So I was pretty much we were both top decking at that point. And then I just got to my stuff. I think he drew his other level 5 a turn too late after I was able to clear everything. And then I just got set up.
Yeah.
And then then the finals was when I had to play Gabe from PBG. This was PBG versus TheCardGuyz.
It's the first one in a major event actually.
Yeah. So actually, I play my match first, and then Gabe plays his match. After he finishes, he comes to me actually, and he's like, "Hey, yo, Blair, you wanna just split the money, and then just whoever wins just gets the bragging rights." But we just split the money down the middle. But I had a goal in mind. I actually wanted to use that money to buy a new saxophone, and I wanted to use that money to buy a new saxophone. So I was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna split." I need the money, so I'm gonna just play it out, see what happens. He's like, "Okay, that's cool, I respect that." So we play, and this is the mirror match. So he gets to choose in game 1, so he makes me go first. I lose game 1, I win game 2, I lose game 3, and then
you won the back too.
Yeah, then I'm getting ready to win game 4, and then the judges come over because someone on the stream saw that that we agreed, gentlemen. They did a gentleman's agreement to side out the waiver knives.
That was when that was like a big deal.
Yeah, it was a really big deal at the time because of a situation that happened at a earlier event. But they saw that we did it, and they were gonna DQ both of us and just give our pricing to charity and everything. But like we talked to them and everything, they were like, all right, it's fine since we both agreed to it, and like we didn't try to like put it back in, like going first or going second or whatever.
Shouts to Patrick.
Yeah, so they were like, it's fine. So they let us continue, and I win game 4, game 5, infamous game 5. He makes me go first. I draw my hand. My hand is terrible. Like my hand is literally terrible.
I cried because I wasn't there. I was like, damn, he loses.
I literally was about to lose. I set a monster and passed turn. And he looked at me. He was about to go off. So he draws his card, and then he's ready to do his play. And and one of the people that do the stream came over, and they were like, "Hold on, stop the match." They were like, "We think Gabe has one of Blair's cards." And I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" So Josh is sitting next to us, Josh Barvinick. He counts our decks. I have 39 cards in my deck, and Gabe has 41 cards in his deck because he took one of my cards by accident because I had it in a pendulum scale, and he thought it was mine. So he was like, both y'all have presented a legal deck, so it's a double game loss. Y'all reshuffle, and we go to game 6. And I'm like, wow, this is
first time in history game 6 ever happened.
I know, like this, like it was wild. So like, I get my card back, I reshuffle, and like I draw my hand, and my hand is really playable. So like I do my board and everything, and his hand's not as strong as it was. So we go back and forth.
We were always playing game 6.
Like so, it gets to a point where I'm like, oh my god, he has his card, I lose, and he's wiping his hands off on his pants, and he goes, yo, I'm wiping my hands so I can shake your hand. I'm like, what does he mean? Like, what's he talking about? Then he extends the handshake, and that was my first. My first win.
I hated it so bad because I couldn't be there to see that. You know, like I was so like just pissed that I couldn't be there for something like so big, for like an actual like first championship for you, because I know you've been looking at it for a long time and everything. And so it was the greatest feeling, like just to watch the stream and then me be at work, and then when you won, I fucking just jumped up the screen. My manager was like, what the hell are you doing? I was like, I don't give a fuck right now. Like, my boy just won ARG. So like that was a really cool moment. I can agree, like that's probably one of my favorite events, but I wasn't there, so I have to give another one. It's my favorite event. Yeah. I'm not gonna get into detail with it. My favorite event actually was Nats 2015. Like getting to see Noah go from 3-2 to not losing. Him wanting to drop, and we're like, you're not dropping, and he actually just didn't drop. And then quick story behind this, he actually topped a regional with no water fusion for Shadal's, and Blair recorded that one, I think, because I lost my voice at that regional. And then we held a giant hand tournament, and then he topped that, drawing 3 Valor against Sean Lee. Funny story, funny match. It was recorded.
It beats out Valor.
Oh god. Oh my god. And then at that deck profile, I said, and I quote, and it's on the channel if you want to go watch it. I said, "We'll see you after you win nationals," and that was like really cool because I didn't know. And after he had won, he said, "Look at this video," and he pulls up the video and he's like, "You told me I was winning nationals and I actually won." And that was like the coolest thing. Like, I called Noah winning Nats, and then little fucker goes and does it, you know. That was like the coolest thing ever. Like getting to see, you know, people play, getting to see Demarie top was freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, oh my god, it's funny with Demarie. Like Demarie,
he's a hype man.
Like he is the hype man, but look at this. Like with Demarie's decks, because he really doesn't play as much because he had a girlfriend that I pretty much told that she told him that like he couldn't really play like that, and like they're married now, so that's congrats to them. But pretty much like when Demarie was able to like play at events like a YCS, like the YCS Atlanta last year where he almost topped. He made day 2 and almost topped. He literally just looks at our decks. If he looks at our decks of what we're playing, it's like he might not know everything. He just watches us play and studies and sees everything, sees what we do in these situations.
He's a quick learner
and remembers it. Yeah. And then when he gets in that same situation, he applies that in the actual game, which is actually what I really admire about Demarie. Like it's
very
really cool.
Very smart. And like he played Cliff Lords, but in his main deck he played like a Thunder King and like double mistake. Like what the hell are you doing? But it worked because he'd go off and set it and be like, ha. So like that was a really cool game. Like Desmond topped that event. Demarie topped that event. Ben topped that event. They both of them were on the team at the time. And then Noah won the damn event. Like it was cool to see 4 card guys. 4 card guys. 4. I suck. at math. But for Card Guys and the debut of like our jerseys and the whole brand, as a whole, like seeing something like that was really cool to me, and like it's always gonna stick in the back of my mind, like shit, like Noah won. That was the year Georgia won 3 Nats in a row as well, which was really cool for like our state because Patrick, Corey, then Noah. So that was really cool. And that had to have been my favorite event. I think the other one was probably Charlotte, being able to actually finally watch Blair win win an actual tournament. That was really cool to me. It was weird because like nobody was really watching it because the 1K was going on because all the good players had scrubbed at that point, and so I was playing the 1K and I celebrated, but nobody else celebrated because me, I'm going to celebrate regardless. So I think that might have been a close second, but Nats 2015 just stands out in the back of my mind as probably the best out of all of the others. Do you want to say anything about anything? Like you just want to go over anything at all? Got anything you want to talk about?
Read those questions.
Huh? Read these questions?
Yeah.
Future plans for the team, partnership with companies. We can't get to that yet. I can't. There's one that I've been talking to that's kind of big. Shouts to Ultimate Guard for being one of those people. But there's another one that I really can't get into. I'm just going to let you guys know now. It's a hint of who I'm talking to. They sponsor NASCAR players. They sponsor like snowboarders, skateboarders, and stuff. So I'm currently trying to be in the works of talking to this one company. It's going to be really cool. So stay tuned to that. Do you feel that this game is growing or shrinking? That's actually a really tough question that nobody can really answer. It's like an opinion based, and I don't know the answer to that. What is some of this is a cool one. Trenton Stroop, shout out to you for this question. What are some of Blair's most hilarious and funniest and interesting rulings or appeals that he had to answer when judging it, man? Did you have any funny ones?
Oh man, I gotta dig deep. I haven't judged in like a while. Like There is one actually. This was this was Monarch format, like when Monarchs were a big thing, and I think it was a ruling with it was like a really complex but not really complex ruling, but it was pretty much like had to deal with Stormforth, Ether, Erebus, and Return of the Monarchs, which the one that lets you search when you tribute summon a monster. So pretty much the scenario goes like this. Oh my god, it was so long ago. So like they tribute summon an Erebus. They tribute summon player A tribute summons an Erebus, and then activates the effect.
This always gives me headaches even here.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's really wild. So player A summons an Erebus. Player B, player B is the one that has return face up. Player B activates Ether, and then activates Stormforth, and then nothing else happens. So the chain resolves backwards. So the Stormforth resolves. The Erebus is distributed for the Ether, and then Erebus's effect activates. And then so player A, he sends 2 cards, and then he shuffles back the Ether. And player B is trying to activate the effect of the Ether and the effect of the Return of the Monarchs. And you can't do either one. You can't do either one of those because the cards aren't on the field when they would activate. So I tell them that
Konami America.
Yeah, so I tell them that ruling, and they were like, "Oh, wait, what you mean? Like I did everything that I was supposed to do." And I'm like, "It works like this. Like this is how it goes." I explain them like the reason why they couldn't do them. They're like, "Oh, okay." So like I go and leave. I get another appeal from the same table, asking the same exact question. Like a couple rounds later, I get the same appeal from it's a different table, but it's one of the same dudes that was at that appeal the first time. And I had to explain it to him again, the same exact thing, and explain it to him all in detail again.
You would think he would learn after that point. But.
Yeah, it's wild. Like I get a lot of those too. Like it's really insane.
Do you prefer judging over playing?
I'm very competitive. I love playing. Like I will judge. I will judge like probably a couple events. I might do like one. See, I might do one YCS before the WCQ this year, just to say that I did one. So I might try and get in there, just to say that I've done it, because like honestly, judging is what helped me actually get better because you learn rulings, you learn like the inside workings of like tournament policy and everything, and like that helps you also get better as a player because when you know how to exploit the rulings in your favor to like force the game to go a certain way, then like you can pretty much do whatever you want to do legally, of course.
Another thing is what is the funniest? What is one of the funniest stories you guys have playing this game? I have actually two very funny stories. I think we were always talking about ARG Atlanta 2017. Were we always talking, or was it 2016? Like late 2016? Yeah, it was in 2016.
Yeah,
it was like November, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it was myself and Blair, Alex Lisgath, aka Base Lolly, he's retired, Max, and Michael State. That was when Bling Blau came about. That's a retired statement too. You know what story I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm about to get into. So we're tired as hell. We got to our hotel, and Michael's probably gonna beat my ass next time he sees me. This was like the funniest thing ever. I probably almost peed my pants. It was so funny. I was crying. It was so funny. So I'm sitting on the couch or the chair. Everybody else is in the bed and everything. We're just chilling, talking about our decks for tomorrow. It's like right when ABC had come out, and State was like, I think I'm gonna go take a shower. And so, all right, cool, State, go take your shower, it's fine. And so we're just chilling everything, and then 15 minutes later, State walks out, doesn't say anything, and we just start talking again. And then Lolly was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go to the bathroom and pee. Little did Lolly know, when he got in there, oh, shit went real. and I mean that quite literally. State had clogged the toilet. And so, and Alex still tried to flush the toilet. And so you hear him just jump up, like, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? So the next thing I know, Alex walks out the bathroom, his eyes are wide open. He's Indian, so like he's got his nose going on and everything, and he's looking like, holy shit. And he just doesn't want to say anything because Mike's right there. And so he's like, bro, he started doing this hand motion shit. He goes, no. He runs and jumps over Max and gets under the sheets of his bed and then whispers in at Max's ear, he clogged the fucking toilet. And Mike, his face, it's one of those you had to be there moments. But then State's like, yo, I didn't clog the toilet. He goes, then go fucking explain what's in that bathroom. It's one of those things that you had to been there moments, but at the same time, like, we were always clogging the toilet. That's what State had said. So that's one of the funniest stories. Do you have any other funny stories you want to say before I get into the funniest of all stories?
The funniest story of all may not be what I think it is.
Alright, so we're gonna go back to Nationals 2014.
Oh my god, we're not talking about that.
So we got to the hotel and everything, and we were trying to get some sleep. Who do we all ride with us? Me, you, Demarie.
Nah, I don't remember anything about this story.
It's about the hotel when we had to stay out in the hallway. Alright, so me and Blair had been testing Sylvans for a long while. And so we got to the hotels, like me, you, Anthony Coley, and Demarie. Yeah, that's exactly it. Alex, what did I say here?
I think Alex was there with us.
No.
Yeah.
You sure?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
He was. Okay, so yeah, Alex, and we met Coley up there, and Anthony went. No, Anthony went with us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we went up there and everything. And we were about to go to sleep, and the fire alarm went off. That was horrible. This is not the actual story. He knows what story I'm talking about. So so we play tested for like 3.5, 4 hours in the hallway outside. It was retarded because only our room was going off in like the outside hall. It was the weirdest thing. So we play tested for hours. Blair and I, studied. You and I studied that Sylvan deck like it was nobody's business. Like, we knew that Sylvan deck as well as Patrick did, and like Ben did at the time. And shout out to Patrick for top 16 that event. So I want to say it might have been around 7 or 8, 7. I want to say 7.
No, around 5.
Round 5. I don't remember what round it was. Blair was playing his Sylvan deck and stacking his deck legally because that's what Sylvans do. And he stacks his deck to where he draws up, or he upstarts or does something where he draws into his Vanity's Emptiness. and he made the board what we called Living the Dream, where it was like Stardust Spark Dragon, a Felgrand, and like an Orion, like Draco Sack or something. The play was absolutely bonkers with like Soul Charge, and you could do something where it was like 4-card combo. It was so easy to get to because of Charity. So he stacked his deck to where, legally, of course, to where he could Charity into his Vanity's Emptiness, and he lived the dream. Like, he made the most broken board, but I'm not sure exactly what deck he was playing against. I don't remember that much, but
yeah, it was dragons.
It was the Lightsworn Dragon deck or Mythic Dragon?
I think like Mythic.
Okay, so at this point, he ends his turn, right? Now, what problem do you see with that? He ended his turn after drawing Vanity's Emptiness, but did not set the Vanity's Emptiness. He would have 100% won that game if he would have played Vanity's Emptiness, but you didn't, did you? And he sucked about it. Insert the meme. But, you know, we live and we learn, and I think with the playtesting him and I both had, we probably both could have topped that. But, you know, shit happens. We put Blair on suicide watch for quite a while because he was very mad after that point, right, Blair? He's not talking about that. See, it's still funny to me to this day because, I mean, like, it's one of those things you look back on and you're like, damn, I was stupid as fuck.
You dicks.
Alright, so I think that's going to pretty much tie up this entire video. First and foremost, for anything else, I kind of want to announce one more thing that's being in the works right now. Blair is actually going to be endorsed by Game Ending mats, right? And that was going to be a thing, so expect cool mats from them, like Blair style mats and things like that. I think it's going to actually be really cool. They're actually going to be starting to like endorse players, kind of like how Nike, how Under Armour, how Jordan, how they endorse different basketball players, football players, baseball players, things like that. I think it's going to be really cool to see like what they can actually do for players like Rob Lowe as another player like Blair. It's a huge step for the game in general, and I can't wait to see what happens. One more thing, I'm gonna try to do this maybe once, maybe twice a month, barring living situations. Maybe it might happen once a week. Don't know yet. We'll figure that out later on. But if you guys want to, please leave any and all questions down in the comment section below. We would love to answer any questions you guys have in a video. I'm actually excited to start doing this because I feel like a lot more people know us on a personal level at that point in time, and then you know, we can start getting to know you guys as well with the questions you ask and, you know, stuff you want us to answer. So I think it'd be kind of cool. Did you have any final comments or anything you wanted to say?
Fuck 2014 Nats.
Anything else?
Leave your mom's number in the description below.
That's pretty much it for us guys though. Be sure to leave a like on this video if you want to see more of that. That's going to be really cool. If you guys didn't like the video, definitely refresh. Try it again. Oh, this video was long as hell. I'm excited to look over it, actually rewatch it, and put it up for you guys. I'll probably end up putting it up tonight or tomorrow, actually, which is going to be really cool. Expect deck profiles from us. We got different cool deck profiles we want to show you, matches, theory. We're going to start trying to pump out a lot more content because we're lacking, we're slacking, and we're whacking, and then we're kind of lazy, but you know, due to events and work and stuff, it's kind of been hard too as of late. But now we have competition. John Moore's been killing the YouTube scene. Shout outs to John Moore. I couldn't be more happy for the guy doing so well. You know, Glass Scow's been doing really well. That's about it with the Yu-Gi-Oh scene.
What's up, Drew?
So yeah, Drew as well. He's actually been doing very well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just if you guys want to see any type of content from us, let us know as well. We're probably going to start back doing like card reviews and such, just like we did with the hand traps and how it applies to a format and things like that. Different deck ideas. Watch out for Predaplants. I'm going to do one of those. We were always playing Predaplants, Josh. So yeah, also one more thing. If you guys fucking for some reason made it through this entire video, be sure to turn on your notification bell,
the bell button,
the bell button thing. It'll say TheCardGuyz, and then it'll have that bell. Click that. Every time we post a video, you guys will be able to be one of the first people to see the video. It's actually kind of a cool feature they added to YouTube, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Any other closing words other than fuck 2014 and all this other stuff?
Just for the people that have been here with us like since the beginning, if you hopped on the train in the middle of the ride, middle of the destination, we appreciate y'all. We just appreciate all the support that y'all giving us. Just know that we're not at the end of the road yet. Like, we still got a long ways before we
We're not even getting started, man.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So.
But they're just like, we definitely appreciate y'all being there on the ride with us. And then for the future ones that join along, like the way too, I'm just gonna add on to what we got going on, and we appreciate y'all.
Just from the bottom of my heart, like, I think it's the coolest thing ever, going to, you know, nationals or going to like a YCS and having people come up to you and want to take a picture or want to get an autograph. Like, that's kind of heartwarming to me. I bet it's the same for you. Like, you know, we're not doing this in vain at that point. Like, we're actually getting to people, you know, we're influencing people, we're helping people out. And I think that's probably one of the main reasons I do this. And I think, you know, that's probably the main reason out of all of it that I end up doing this. So 3 years, shit, man. I really didn't expect us to even be like at 17,000 subscribers and, you know, growing and having all these people recognize, you know, my brand that I worked so hard to make. It took like 3 months to actually come up with. So like, I think it's like the coolest thing after 3 years, having the outreach that we have, the accomplishments that, you know, each player on the team has done. Like, it's the only way to go is up at this point. Like, 2017 has started off really great. 2016 was very great as well. So here's to 2017. Here's to adding to the family. So leave a like. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Oh.